I believe this video will help 90% of you hit your driver longer with more predictability. And sometimes I see some advice on YouTube and I feel like it's only going to help 10-20% of the people watching. So listen up. I'm combining two of my most popular videos. One is where you put the sternum and one is where you put your speed. Then I'm going to add in some movements that help us accelerate more power in a more efficient way. But firstly, if I put my sternum to the right hand side, I'm going to get more into out on the golf ball, which would encourage a draw. Because if I have my sternum over here during impact, I'm working down to that golf ball, down and across it, which would launch lower with more fade. So where my sternum is can control my direction. But then I want to swing the club really fast. So the other video that I had that led to that was where is my speed? If I put my speed over this side of the golf ball, it's the same sort of effect. I get the speed here, I get into out because we're working on a big circle in the golf swing. So if I point my sternum in a certain place and swing as fast as I can through that point, I'm going to get some predicted outcomes. So if I hit a couple of shots here where I'm going to put my sternum back here, swing as fast as I can through that point, I'm trying to concentrate my speed in that area. Now if I go flat out through there, I get a nice high draw because I've put my speed in a specific place to encourage that shape. And then we roll that ball into the fairway from the right hand side. That is exactly what I was trying to achieve. So because my actions through the ball had a bit more predictability, I can play golf with a bit more confidence. And quite often speed and confidence work together at the same time. Now if I concentrate my speed over here, over this left side of the golf ball, and I try and get speed over there, let's see what comes out as an alternative. Point my chest and get the speed down there, and I get something coming out lower with more fade while I'm generating speed and concentrating my efforts in that place. I get that result, but I have to commit to that feeling. I have to commit to that speed in that space to see it come out with a little bit of trial and error first. So the difference here is I've got 305 carry on the first one and 269 carry on the second one. Just under 2,000 spin, just under 3,000 spin. And I've launched it higher with lower spin on the first one, which is why that speed has generated more carry, because it's just a much more efficient flight. And just before open qualifying, I had a day where I went to my mum's golf club because she had her ladies captain's day. And the theme of the day was wedding, because she was getting married a couple of weeks after that day. So I went there as something borrowed. All the ladies came round to the 10th tee and they gave me their golf ball and I hit their tee shots for them. So there's a little bit of pressure because I don't want to lose their golf ball and I want to put them in the best place possible. And at Eton Golf Club in Norwich, the 10th tee is about 340 to the green. The pin's tucked in the left-hand side with some trees down that left-hand side nice and tight. There's loads of room out to the right hand side of the hole, so I could basically point my club face to the right hand side of the hole, and then I could stand there, put all my speed here nice and early, get my speed through that point, and that ball was going down that right hand side with a little draw repeatedly, and I've literally just hit the same shot as I did the first time because I knew what was coming out with more predictability. I keep saying that same word, but that is what it is. So I hit 68 tee shots on that day and I had 64 balls in play. Now I think I had 2 that went a little bit too far left and 2 that went a little bit too far right throughout the whole day. But the saving grace is that the ladies that I did that to, they were much closer to the green than they would otherwise have been. But I've got a mechanism there that gives me very consistent numbers. It gives me very consistent launch, very consistent spin, very consistent shape, because I'm putting my intentions in the same place repeatedly and rehearsing it. Now I've got this weird spray stuff, which is sweet spot spray. Now what I like to do with this is tee the ball up, put my club head down behind the golf ball and give myself a big dot there. So I've got a dot 1 club head back from the golf ball. Now essentially I set up to my normal golf ball and then I get my upper body to go back to that imaginary golf ball, and I swing like absolute hell through that imaginary golf ball. But there is good and bad ways to generate speed. So I set up to the ball, I move back to this other golf ball, go through there. I lost my balance a little bit, but I've got the same shape and same shot again. I keep repeating the same shot because this works so well. And in addition to this, you can do different things with the driver. We can have different shafts, we can have different heads, we can have different settings, we can have weight in different places to encourage that shape or discourage that shape if you need to, or get more height or lower height. That's where clubs come in. If you do the same thing more often, you can then get a club to match that swing more accurately. If you do a different thing through every golf ball, it's harder to get a club to kind of like work with you. So that's where all my other club videos come into effect. I've lost my tee. They're all here. So while I'm teaching, I will get someone that I'm teaching to hit a club as fast as they can. And I word it as fast as they can, not as hard as you can, because they are two different things in my opinion. And most of the time what I'm looking for is the action and behavior in the swing that person does when they up the ante, when they put more effort in. And quite often I will see someone swing it as fast as they can, and they will go and they will try harder, and they will lean across, which then moves where the speed can be generated. Another one that I see when someone's maybe quite powerful in the legs is they get up to the top of the swing and they go, right, okay, I'm trying harder on this one, and they go, yeah, and they jump, and that moves where the speed is generated, so the shot is less predictable. And if there's a variation in the swing because they jump a little bit and they jump a lot, or they slide a little bit and they slide a lot, you're then changing where your speed gets generated. So the first step is to be aware of this skill, and the second step is to be able to rehearse it and reinforce it. So if I get this alignment stick, I want to swing it with speed over here, so I swing it late, and then I want to swing it over here, so I swing it early. So I can then pinpoint where I'm making the noise and encourage and refine that skill. And the more you do it, the more you get used to it. When I'm making speed early and before the golf ball, the driver is teed up, so I can make speed early, so I go up to that golf ball. When the ball is on the floor, not teed up, we want that speed to be at or through the golf ball. So this is driver specific to be doing it further back. So we test the skill with a tour stick to see where you generate the speed. We test with the tour stick to see whether you can manipulate where you put the speed. Then we do it with a golf club in the same way. Can I make speed over here? Yes, I can make speed over here. Can I make speed over here? Yes, I can make speed over there. Now that noise in the air is release. That noise in the air is speed. If this is making noise through the air, we're getting action through that golf ball, we're getting energy, we're getting speed. If you don't release the club, if we hold on to it a little bit too much, we're going to get through there and we're not going to make as much noise. We want to make more noise and train that behavior of where that noise is. So for all those people that generate speed up here, for all those people that generate speed up here, you golfers are generating speed in the wrong place. You're trying too hard in the wrong place. If we get the noise down the bottom of the swing, you are then putting the energy and the effort in the correct place, and you get more output from that effort. So swing it as fast as you can, see if it comes away from where you want to put the speed, and gradually build the speed in, build the skill in of isolating where that speed is, because it's quite simply more efficient. A drill I was working on earlier with someone was to stand here. Hi Andy. So Andy, I was getting him to get this stick here, and I really wanted him to bend that stick and activate that stick, because it really engages the core, it encourages that rotation of the upper body. If we slide into the ball, that doesn't move. We get a bit of slide into there and we don't get action from that end of the stick. If we get that rotational force, I feel a lot of tension in the abs there to generate that snap at the end of the stick. And the reason I like that idea is because it's a more active way of getting this idea. If I want to strike that golf ball, if I rotate and rotate, I get back to that same spot. If I rotate and slide over, I have missed that golf ball. If I rotate and jump up, I have missed that golf ball. If I can feel like I'm using my core to unwind back in, then I can generate speed in the same place more often. And I see a lot of videos out there on generating speed in the golf swing, and when you're trying to generate speed and they're talking about leading into that left leg and getting that weight pushed into that left leg, we then move that stick past the golf ball and we need to jump back to level it back out, to get back to the golf ball. So someone who's a little bit more athletic, we can lean into the left leg and jump out and get that club back to the ball really, really well. But if we jump in and don't jump out, we're past the ball, we're going to get a funny shot that's unpredictable. So if I start with trying to make noise down there, and then I start trying to get more noise down there, I'm concentrating my efforts in one place that relates to where the golf ball goes, which is the most important thing for me. Sometimes I see videos and advice and stuff out there on what you should do in the golf swing, but they never tell you how it helps or what it does to your golf ball. I want to do this because it makes it draw. I want to put my chest past the ball. I want to hit down on it to hit a fade. This does work, and look at the comments of my sternum video and you'll see how many people it really did genuinely help. Chest back, speed down here. I've hit that horribly thin. It's just stayed out the right hand side too much, but we've just squeezed in. But I've got my general shape. I'm moving the ball consistently where I want it. Maybe I shouldn't have aimed around the right hand side of the fairway on that one, but I knew it was going to move that way and it did it. But that's one thing else, is you can't perfect golf. But we can try. Enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it. If you saw some of my older videos and this just reinforces that for you, again, let me know. And I'll see you on the next video. And don't forget to subscribe, because that does help the channel and stuff. And if you hit the like as well, that helps the channel and stuff. All the stuff the other people say, like, subscribe and share.